Dashboard lights flicker, traffic roars past, and your phone shows no signal, an all-too familiar nightmare. It usually comes down to one missed service, a skipped note in the owner's manual, or a slick ad pushing you to lease something new. Manufacturers want you to believe cars die at 150,000 miles. Tonight, we break these myths wide open. 7. Silence the cold rev curse. Are you one of those people who start the engine and immediately stomp the gas like you're launching off a racetrack? Keep doing that, and you will kill your engine sooner because you're slowly destroying your engine. Roaring first thing in the morning doesn't warm it up faster. It just deteriorates the engine little by little. Here's the truth. When your engine is cold, the oil inside is thick, and in winter it's even thicker. What you need to do instead is simple. Start your car and let it idle for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then begin driving slowly. Keep your RPMs low, under 3,000, and avoid hard acceleration until the temperature gauge starts to rise. That's when the oil's doing its job and your engine's ready to move. Now, here's why this matters. When you start your car in the morning, the oil has settled at the bottom of the engine. It needs time to circulate and fully coat every moving part. The bearings, camshafts, pistons, all of which are critical. If you rev the engine before that happens, metal components grind against each other with little to no lubrication, creating unnecessary wear and friction. 30 seconds of patience in the morning can add years to your engine's life. Treat it right, and your car will thank you for it. 6. Replace your transmission fluid. Most drivers don't even think about their transmission until it starts slipping. And by then, you're not solving a problem. You're signing up for a full-blown replacement. You see, unlike engine oil, transmission fluid isn't something you check or top off often. In most cars, it's sealed inside, quietly wearing down as you drive, mile after mile. And here's the tricky part. Even when it's breaking down, it still looks okay. The color stays bright red, and it might not have any burnt smell. But after around 60,000 miles, it starts collecting tiny bits of worn-out clutch material, metal shavings, and sticky residue called varnish. This contaminated fluid acts like liquid sandpaper, slowly grinding away at the inside of your transmission. If you wait until the car shows signs, like slipping gears or delayed shifting, you've already waited too long. That's why smart car owners do what's called a drain and fill every 60,000 miles or 6 years, whichever comes first. It's a simple service that removes the old fluid and replaces it with fresh, clean fluid before damage sets in. If you're driving a hybrid, you might be able to wait until 90,000 miles, but don't take that as a free pass. The longer you delay, the higher the risk. There's one important thing to be aware of. Don't do a full flush on an old, neglected transmission. Why? Because that thick, dirty fluid might actually be the only thing holding it together. Flushing it out all at once can dislodge sludge and particles that were plugging leaks or cracks, making things worse. If you've kept up with maintenance over the years, a flush is okay. If not, stick with a gentle drain and fill. And never use cheap or universal transmission fluid. Always go with the exact fluid your manufacturer recommends. For example, Toyota WS for Toyotas, or Honda ATF DW1 for Hondas. Using the wrong fluid might seem like no big deal, but it can break down seals, cause erratic shifting, or even kill the transmission over time. Because you can have a perfectly working engine, but if the transmission fails, your car isn't going anywhere. 5. Let spark plugs shine, not sputter. If you're waiting for your engine to act up before changing your spark plugs, you're making a big mistake. When spark plugs go bad, your car might start feeling slow when you press the gas, use more fuel than usual, or even jerk and shake while driving. That's your engine begging for help, and by the time it gets this bad, damage is already underway. The solution is simple. Change your spark plugs before they fail. For most cars, that means replacing them around 70,000 miles, especially if you're using iridium spark plugs, which are commonly found in modern vehicles. The thing is that even the best spark plugs wear down over time. As they age, the spark gap, the distance the electricity has to jump, starts to widen. This makes it harder for the ignition coil to create a strong enough spark. To compensate, it works harder and pushes out more voltage just to keep your engine firing properly. That constant strain causes misfires, rough idling, sluggish acceleration, and poor fuel economy. In fact, worn spark plugs can slash your fuel efficiency by up to 30%. That's money burned with every mile. And worse, when the fuel doesn't ignite fully, it sends unburned gas into the exhaust, slowly choking your catalytic converter. That's a 4-figure repair waiting to happen. And if you ever check a spark plug and see ash deposits or oily buildup, that's often a red flag for a head gasket leak, a serious issue that can wreck your engine if left unchecked. So don't wait for your engine to tell you something's wrong. Replacing your spark plugs on time is cheap, fast, and one of the smartest ways to keep your engine running like new. 4. Clean that undercarriage. Think skipping an undercarriage wash is no big deal. That's what a lot of people think, until something breaks. Just ask the guy whose truck frame snapped in half while backing out of his own driveway. The fix? Rinse the undercarriage regularly. It takes 5 minutes. Just 5. Grab a hose or a pressure washer and give the bottom of your car a good blast, especially after winter, beach trips, or muddy drives. Do it once a month, or once every season if you live somewhere dry. That simple rinse could literally save your car's frame. Here's why it matters. Your undercarriage is constantly exposed to moisture, grime, and chemicals, whether you're driving through rain, puddles, mud, beach sand, or winter slush. Over time, this mix builds up and triggers corrosion from the inside out. Road salt, especially in colder regions, is one of the biggest culprits. It's basically acid in disguise. But salt from coastal air, mud that traps moisture, or even leftover fertilizer from dirt roads can all eat away at your car's underside. So don't wait for rust to chew your vehicle apart from the bottom up. It doesn't matter where you live. If you own a car, rust is always lurking, and once it takes hold underneath, repairs can cost thousands. A 5-minute rinse can save you $5,000 and your whole ride. 3. Change your brake fluid. If your brake pedal feels soft, spongy, or takes longer to stop, there's a good chance your brake fluid is the problem. And if it's ignored, it can eventually lead to complete brake failure, putting your safety at serious risk. The problem? You usually don't get a warning until it's already too late. And what you need to do to avoid this is flush your brake fluid every 2 to 3 years. It's a simple service that keeps your braking system sharp and reliable. And you don't have to visit a mechanic just to check it. There are affordable testers online, costing around $20, that tell you if your fluid is still usable or needs changing. Just dip the sensor into the fluid, press the button, and in seconds you'll see if it's time for a flush. If the moisture level is over 3%, don't wait. Change it right away. Now let's understand the science behind it. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it slowly absorbs water over time, even in a sealed system. That moisture buildup lowers the boiling point of the fluid, making it more likely to boil under pressure. New DOT3 fluid boils at 401 degF and DOT4 at 446 degF. But when contaminated, it can drop to 284 degrees Celsius or lower. And when that happens during hard braking or downhill driving, the fluid turns into vapor. Air bubbles form, your pedal goes soft, stopping becomes harder, or, in a worst-case scenario, impossible. This is one of the most overlooked maintenance items and one of the most important too. So don't guess, don't wait. Test your brake fluid, change it, and make sure your brakes work exactly when you need them most. 2. Align those tires before they drive themselves. Is your car pulling to one side, or does the steering wheel sit crooked while driving straight? That's a clear sign your wheel alignment is off, And if you ignore it, your tires will wear out unevenly and much faster. It may not feel urgent, but driving like this can cost you hundreds in early tire replacements and reduce your control on the road. The solution? Get a proper wheel alignment every 15,000 miles, or any time your steering feels off. This isn't something you can fix yourself. A shop uses special machines to reset your wheels back to factory angles. It usually costs around $75 to $100, and it keeps your car driving straight and smooth. Here's why it matters. When your wheels are misaligned, they don't roll evenly. If they point slightly inward, toe in, they wear the outer edges of your tires. If they point outward, toe out, they destroy the inner edges. This uneven wear can shorten your tire life by up to 30% and lower fuel efficiency by 10%. A simple alignment check can save you money, extend your tires' life, and keep your car stable on the road. 1. Flush your coolant before it's too late. Coolant doesn't last forever, and if you wait too long, it starts doing more harm than good. By the time you smell something sweet from the exhaust or notice coolant levels dropping with no leaks, it's often too late. At that point, your coolant has already broken down, and it's damaging your engine from the inside. The fix is simple. Flush your coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles. Not 100,000. Not when it looks fine. Just flush it on schedule. It's cheap, it's quick, and it saves your engine from expensive repairs. Here's what happens if you don't. Old coolant corrodes the water pump, breaks down rubber seals, clogs your heater core, and leads to head gasket failure, one of the most expensive problems you can face. It doesn't matter if you drive a Toyota, a Ford, or a hybrid. Once coolant fails, everything downstream is at risk. Change it before the damage shows up. Coolant is cheap. Engines aren't. And there you have it, 7 habits of people who love their cars. Not the ones who panic when something breaks, but the ones who keep their car running strong past 300,000 or even 500,000 miles. It's not about being a mechanic. It's just about staying ahead and doing the small stuff before it turns into big problems. Take care of your car, and it'll stay with you for the long haul. No surprises, no stress, just smooth driving. What's one habit you never skip when it comes to your car? And what's the one thing you wish you had started doing sooner? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your tips. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to take care of your car. Thanks for watching.